We've got Gary from Snow Patrol on the phone. Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're very faint, though.
Okay, hold on. Is that better?
No. But I can hear you. I can hear what you're saying, so it's all good. You just sound like you're sort of trapped in a well.
I am trapped in a well. The well of life. It's deep, too.
Wow, I didn't realize you were going to get all poetic on me. I would have brought my quill.
You could write a whole song on the well of life, man.
I could write a whole song in the well of life, for sure.
Obviously, you'd have nothing else to do, Gary.
Nothing else to do. I'll be trapped down there.
You got a new album coming out, Greatest Hits. Are you excited about it?
Yes. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. It's interesting to sort of look back on a career and realize that you ain't done yet.
Right.
Not by a long shot. You know, we've been going 20 years next year, so I'm hoping for another 20. So yeah, it's good to be reflective for a second and then go, okay, time for a new album. Time to start writing another album. So yeah, it's good kick in the pants to us to make better and better music.
See, your version of that is so much better than mine. I just click through Facebook and I'm like, wow, I used to be more fit, or I used to be better at this, that, or the other thing. You write an album, so that's great.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's all I know how to do, really. You know, I can't get more fit. I've tried for years. It's not gonna happen.
We met a while back. Your last time in Seattle, you stopped by our Click 98.9 Acoustic Lounge, and there's some unfinished questions we have.
Okay, sure.
So here you go. I know, and I didn't even get into this in the interview when you were here because we were talking about the music, and that's what's important. But, you know, I'm going off script. So you have said publicly that you're inherently bad at relationships. Why?
Not sure. I'm a great friend to have. Any of my friends will tell you that. I'm very loyal and loving, very giving. But as soon as I'm a boyfriend, I don't know. I turn into something else. I'm not very. I'm quite private. The thing about being a friend is, it's the same thing about how like my niece, you know, like when she was a baby.
Yeah.
And she started crying. I'd be like, oh, look at her, she's beautiful. And then she started crying, and I go, okay, give her back to mom. Give her back to my sister. With a relationship, with a friendship, you go, great, brilliant. We've had a great night, and now I go home to my own house, and I got my own space. With a relationship, you're just there all the time with each other, and I don't get my own space. So yeah, maybe it's the space thing. Maybe I'm allergic to commitment. Maybe all those things that men are accused of all the time. Maybe that's what it is. But I'm a very independent kind of guy who's kind of likes being on his own. So yeah, sometimes I get a little reactive to that.
Do you think? I mean,
and I really want to be in a relationship. I really do, and I'm quite romantic and stuff like that. But yeah, the space thing.
Do you think the career's part of it? Like, I know for me, like the only commitment I'm willing to actually say out loud that I'll make is my career. Other than that, I'm like, oh, that's too much. I can't. There's too much in my face.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean I think that changes come with age, and I've definitely changed a lot in the last while. I haven't been out with anybody in 4 years, and I kind of enjoyed that 4 years, but now I'm thinking, you know, maybe it's time. Maybe I feel like I can. If I met somebody, I would think differently than I have done before. But all that stuff about space and commitment and stuff is definitely part of my past. I think these days it would be a different story.
You're giving me hope.
Hope it would be, for Christ's sake. I don't want to be completely alone for the rest of my life, that's for sure.
You're giving me hope in my future. I live currently in a well, but in the future maybe I can have a relationship.
I didn't realize this was going to be like a late night phone in.
Oh yeah, dude. This is gonna play in the afternoon. We're just gonna bring everybody right down to zero, so that the rest of their day is better.
Absolutely, yeah. So apologize to everybody.
No, that was just one of the questions I definitely wanted to ask when you were here, and it was just like, you know, because we didn't get into any personal stuff at all, and I think people's relationships with other people are important, and that also drives the way music gets put together sometimes. So I didn't know if that was something for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've tried to get a grip on what my problem is, my myriad problems are over the years, and through music, and it's been very therapeutic for the most part. And I think maybe some of the things that are relatable to other people in our music is that I'm very honest about my relationships and about what went wrong, or what things I'm struggling with at the time, you know. So I think those are all things that everyone can relate to, and I think if you're honest in your music, and it draws people in a way that, you know, you can be very general, and that can be fine. But being very honest and almost painful in places, I think people see that you're not faking it. That's for sure.
Speaking of not faking it, I'm going to ask you a question you have to answer honestly. 2 favorite cities in the U.S. to play?
2 favorite cities in the U.S. to play? Well, you know what? New York is an obvious one.
Yeah.
A really obvious one, I realize that. But we have had some of our best shows in New York. So that's for sure a favorite place. And I realize I'm talking to you in Seattle.
Oh, it's fine. We want honesty.
You want honest?
Yeah.
We've had some amazing shows in Seattle, and part of the allure of Seattle is that a lot of my favorite bands have come from there. A lot of the bands that started me on a career path to this moment right now came from there. The main one, I guess, being Nirvana,
right?
From up the road in Aberdeen, or down the road, or wherever geographically it is. You know, those guys made me, or gave me the confidence, I guess, to pick up a guitar and start writing my own songs. You know, I'd been listening to heavy metal before Nirvana, and there's a lot of lead soloing involved, and I'm not a very dexterous guy, so I was kind of put off by writing songs by that sort of music, you know, because it was very complicated. But Kurt Cobain simplified, made it all about the heart and not the head, or not your virtuosity,
right,
even though he was an exceptional guitar player.
Yeah.
So Seattle gave me a lot. So every time I'm in Seattle, I feel very emotional on stage, and I always talk about Nirvana. So yeah, we've had some amazing shows there.
Very cool.
I'd say New York. Seattle's in the top 5 for absolutely sure. We have great shows in Austin, Texas as well. It's a great music town.
Oh yeah, Austin.
And Boston as well. There's a lot of Irish in Boston. It gets really rowdy. It's good fun.
That's good. Well, I'm gonna let you roll and do whatever the heck it is you're doing for the rest of the day. I just want to remind people to pick up the Greatest Hits album on the 28th, and you did one remaster, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, we did a short version of the Lightning Strike.
Okay. Cool.
Which is also the single at the moment. So yeah, we did a 4.5 minute version of a 16-minute song, so the fans could get their hands on it. Right. Because you can't buy a 16-minute song on iTunes. You got to buy the whole album. So we made it fan friendly for them. Very
cool. Well, thanks for calling in, dude, and good luck with this album. And I can't wait to see what comes out of it. I mean, if this is the look back, then I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, yeah, me too. But we're writing the new album at the moment, and it's sounding good already. So.
Oh, good. Well, can't wait to see you back in Seattle, and have an awesome day, Gary.
Thank you. You too.